Well, welcome back, Dex Club. We are back, and this time I'm on time. I know, shocking, right? But I'm here. I'm on time, and we have probably my favorite drawings that I've done so far. I'm very excited to be doing this because these are just really awesome characters. So, as you all know, I have done two prior videos to this where I did the... Oh, who did I do? I did Twilight, Rarity, Fluttershy, and Pinkie Pie. So I did all of their redesigns as their Equestria Girls form. Whereas this time, I'm going to be doing Rainbowdash and Applejack. And I started with Rainbowdash because she's like, she's so slay. There was no, once again, there was no deciding factor behind the different designs. It was mostly just the outfit that had a lot of thought behind it. I know for sure that with the reference photo, Rainbowdash had these, I don't even know how to describe them, these like high top sneaker thingies, and yeah, I basically I put them in this design because I just liked how they looked, and the only thing that I did different was I think I might have changed the colors up a bit. I don't have the reference photo up, so I don't exactly remember, but I did the thing where she ties her shoelaces around her ankles. Not exactly sure what that is other than like your shoelaces being too long, which I have experienced and I did this, but I think it's a nice aesthetic choice. But otherwise, I gave her just like your basic tracksuit kind of stuff. I gave her some joggers with lightning bolts like she has in the original, except instead of putting the lightning bolts on both the thighs and the calves, I only put them on the thighs because I feel like the calf inclusion just made it a little tacky. I also gave her this sports bra, which was basically like the same general colors that Rainbowdash has in her Equestria Girls design, which I should mention that it's not actually the first movie the design that I based this off of. It's from another one, I'm not entirely sure, but it's more detailed and I feel like it gives more into the character, so I based it off of that one. I gave her wristbands because I feel like that's just like an aesthetic choice, and also it helps fill space, because otherwise her arms would just be kind of blank and I don't want to have just like nothing there. So I put the wristbands on there, and I feel like it gave her a nice like athletic look, while still looking modern in a sense. I see a lot of just people wearing basically their athletic wear out, and it's just a normal thing. It's like fashion. So that's what I did with Rainbowdash. Again, the inspiration for the sports bra, kind of just whatever. I used the same colors that are on the wristband, and I put the lightning bolt down like the armpit, not exactly like under the armpit, but like, towards the front of the bust. And then I gave this nice like retro line. I don't even know what you would call it. It's not a trim because it's not on the edge, but it's a stripe right before the trim, and then also a trim around the collar. Yeah, there's not really much to talk about for her design other than the fact that I gave her abs because yes, queen. Her hair. This is something I need to discuss. I mentioned this in the first video where I was still trying to determine if I wanted to do the realistic hair colors or if I wanted to like play on the fact that their hair is dyed or something. In this case, I just don't like the rainbow hair. I think it doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't really give the vibe that I wanted. I saw a lot of art prior to this of her in a human design where the colors would either be extremely saturated or extremely faded, as if it were just like really washed out hair dye. So in this case, I did something a little different, and I made her like this honey blonde, naturally honey blonde. But then she has these really nice like iridescent rainbow colors in her hair though as like highlights. And I think that turned out really good. Like, I really like how it looks. And also blonde Rainbowdash, I love it. Also, I think it just like complements like the skin tone that I drew her in, and it looks great. But that's like really it. I gave her pink eyes, which I'm not even sure if they're pink. Are they like magenta? Basically they're like magenta eyes. I know I said I wanted to do more natural colors, but I don't know what other color you would give Rainbowdash. Like, what is a natural alternative for magenta? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I really like how she turned out. I had to go back and liquefy because I realized towards the end of the drawing that her forehead looked massive underneath her bangs, and I was like, it just looks like she's wearing like a wig that's kind of like falling off the back of her head. So I went back and I pushed her bangs down so then like her forehead was properly covered and it wasn't just like there. Like her hair is actually part of her and not just slapped on top of her. And I also, this is a small detail that I really appreciated, I gave her a more straight bridge rather than like a traditional, I don't even know what you call it, like an L shape. The Disney princess nose. I gave her a strong bridge because I feel like it just fit her really well, and I liked the way that it like kind of brought her face together. Gives her a very strong stature and build in her face. So yeah, that's my Rainbowdash. I think my pony version of her could have turned out better. I did keep the ponytail. I know that a lot of times she's drawn with like her hair down, but I personally really like the ponytail more. And I thought that she would have like really shaggy, just kind of messy hair. Not because she doesn't take care of herself, because she's just active, so it would constantly be just kind of bleh everywhere. So I gave her ponytail in the pony design, and I made her tail, the actual tail, shorter. So shorter hair for Rainbowdash because I feel like it just kind of fits her better. But yeah, that's all for Rainbowdash. So next I have my Applejack design, which I personally love the most out of all of them. I think I made her eyes a little too big, so when I post this, like the drawings to my Instagram and Patreon and Twitter, which you should follow all of that, link in the description and in my About page, all of which will be through a link tree. So make sure to click on that. On my Patreon, I have plenty of tiers, and also if you're on my Patreon, you would have seen this video before it even came out, and you would see other videos before they come out. You would also get free stickers per month, and you would get a lot of other perks, so you should really check that out and see if you want to support me in my artist journey. And that would be greatly appreciated, and you get a lot of good stuff from that. But back to the main idea of what we're talking about here. Applejack. So this one was pretty self-explanatory. I mean, everyone kind of has a general idea of what Applejack looks like. For some reason, the whole community has agreed that Applejack is white, which I don't understand, but you know, it's okay. I'll take it. But what I did is I made sure to make her skin, because she is like an orange pony, I considered the fact of that, and also that she's, you know, always working in the sun, that she would be naturally darker because of the sun, so she would be very tanned. So I gave her this very honey toned skin, and lots of different pink splotches all over to kind of like show that she has a little bit of sun-kissed like all over her skin. But she's just been in the sun so much that it like doesn't bother her. That's just like normal to her. I also included, I'm not even sure if they're freckles because I've never seen like cream white freckles, which I just realized I forgot to put on her pony version. Again, that will be fixed and you will see it posted on all of my socials, link in the bio. But I kept it anyway just because I'm not entirely sure what they are, and I like the color, I think it's pretty. So I gave her these like white freckles all over her on central parts, so like her cheeks, elbows, well I guess forearms, and then her knees. And then I gave her her natural green eyes, which I find it interesting that she has green eyes amongst everyone else who has like pink and purple and whatever. But yeah, in terms of the outfit, so I kept her cowgirl hat, but I changed it a bit. I gave her just the basic brown hat, but I added a green strip around the headpiece part and an apple, what would you call it, like a pendant and buckle. Well, there is an apple buckle on her belt, but I'm not exactly sure what you would call this on the hat, but I put that there. It's an apple. And then her shirt, I just gave her basic, like, little, they're usually, like, flannel, but what I did is just, like, a basic button-up, and I had her sleeves rolled up pretty high, made sure it was the same red apple color, and then I gave her, like, a green ascot. At first, I was gonna make that a different thing, but I think this gives the nice vibe. It looks good. You know, just the same basic belt. And what I had to fight with myself was giving her pants, a skirt, or shorts. Because when I thought about it, I thought there's no way denim shorts would look good with cowgirl boots. But lo and behold, it looks fantastic. I decided to give her shorts because I feel like she just wouldn't go to school in her work clothes. And I mean, the shorts just look cute. I really like them, and I made sure that they were high-waisted, so shows off the figure, and also are versatile because, I mean, who doesn't love high-waisted shorts? And also we have this patchwork, and just green patches on her lower parts of her shorts, and also the exposed, what do you call these? The exposed pockets on the inside, which realistically that doesn't make sense because the pockets are way up here and the outside of the pockets are down here, but we're not here for realistic, we're here for style. So there's that, and it looks fantastic. Then we also have the boots. Now I am no, ask anyone, I don't like drawing shoes. I want to like drawing shoes, but I'm really bad at drawing shoes. So when it came to these boots, I don't know what I was doing. I kind of just saw a design, I was like, yep, and I didn't trace or anything, I just looked at it and I was like, yeah, weird shapes, I'm just gonna, And that thus birthed Applejack's boots that I gave her. I don't have much to say because I feel like this one is pretty self-explanatory, like I shouldn't really have to explain what exactly I did here. Because I feel like the whole community kind of agrees that this is the general idea of what Applejack would have. Now, I will say, I did change up her hair a little bit. I see a lot of different versions of her hair. I did keep the length, I kept the blonde, I kept all of that, but I changed her, like, side swoop to be, like, a middle part, and she has more of, like, these different layers. So she has, like, the front bangs that go off to the sides, then she has the second layer of bangs, which would be, like, framing her face and covering her ears, and then you have the big like in the back, and that would just be in a braid, and I can't draw braids, so it's just a big on the back of her head. But you know what, I think it looks great. And I gave her small little hair tie at the bottom. It's just red hair tie, and yeah, even though I don't have much to say about this one, I love how she turned out. I think she looks great. But yeah, I know I kind of like jumped into the video, but I'm a little stressed out lately. I've had a lot going on, but I managed to get all these designs out for you guys, and I'm really hoping that you'll come back for the rest of them. You'll see that I have completed the main 6, right? Is that 6? Twilight, Rarity, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, Applejack, and yeah, so that is the main 6, but there are more. Wouldn't you believe that? I'm still deciding on exactly who all I'm going to do, but you can expect a certain sunset shimmer, so please keep that in the back of your mind. And if you want to keep really highly updated on that, consider joining my Patreon and checking out my Instagram and my Twitter, where I will always have updates on what I'm doing, because I'm a lot more active there in my community than I am on YouTube. I'm trying to fix that, so be sure to also check the community tab on my YouTube channel after this video and see any updates that you might not have already seen prior to watching this video. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing, and if you liked this video, leave a like and have a comment. You can say whatever you want to say, you can be mean, you can be nice, let's just be civil. I don't really mind. If you don't like my designs, let me know, because I would like to hear why. Let's just try to be constructive and concise and compassionate. But with all that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I thank you all for watching it to the very end. I appreciate you all being here and supporting my channel, and I hope you will all come back for the next one, and I will see you then.